to close this. I'm sharing my slides with you. I'm super excited. So thank you very much for you guys being here. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. And this Saturday, it's a beautiful day. I know your time is very important and it's precious. So thank you so much for actually coming in here. Thank you so much for taking this time. I love this. So I can do this every single day, all day long, but you are here, you're taking out of your day to share this with me. So I want to congratulate you guys for taking the time to do that for yourself. And I'm super excited for this. So one thing I want to do is something different. Let's get up for a second, and we're gonna shake our body. Come on, guys, let's shake our body. Just get out of your state, just shake your body, do something different, something a little bit different. Come on, just do the Superman pose. So you're going to stay tall, and you're gonna just keep your head up, keep your shoulders relaxed, your whole body, you're gonna be in a Superman pose. And you guys are amazing. And just say yes, being so certain that this is gonna be an amazing day, that you guys are amazing, that you're gonna have the best time of your life. So say yes, it is super cool. We can sit down if you want to. Now that you're ready to listen, now that you're awake, I bet you didn't expect that, right? When you signed up, but guess what? We have to have fun in life, right? We have to shake things up. We have to have fun in life, and this is what it's all about. So do whatever makes you happier, smile more. You're amazing, you're unstoppable. Don't forget that. So why confidence? Why did I choose confidence? I want to share a little bit about myself, and then for those of you who don't know me or do know me, maybe don't know that about me, because I really don't share much, but this is very important. So here it is. I have struggled with confidence my whole life. Really, I remember since early childhood. I can't really remember exact year, but I would say even before school. I was born and raised in Bulgaria, and my parents came here when I was 17. I am very blessed to be here. I'm also blessed with ADD, and I call it my superpower. I would not change this for the world today and now, but this was not my superpower always, and this is what I mean. Growing up in the country and the culture that I did grow up in, and 30 plus years ago, people didn't really talk about ADD. People didn't understand or didn't even know about ADD. So during my childhood, my parents taught me and my sister the same way, which is how they were raised, and they did the best that they could do with what they knew. But now we know that this is maybe not the best way to raise children. But anyway, my parents did an amazing job, but still, I struggled in school. I have a sister who is a year older than me, and she's really good at everything. And me, on the other hand, I was not good at anything. I struggled. I couldn't understand why I'm so much different. I couldn't understand what people wanted me to do. I mean, I know I hear the language, I speak the language, but still I wasn't sure exactly what it is that they wanted me to do. And then I would ask questions and people would get annoyed. I seriously, I'm not joking when I say I used to think that my superpower was to make people mad or upset, because every time I would ask a question, people would not get me and I wouldn't get them. And that left me feeling very upset and mad and frustrated. I also felt like I was stupid. I just not gonna, I'm never gonna be good enough to learn the things that I supposed to learn. And so I really thought that I'm not going to be good at anything. And you can imagine growing up when you're a child and you think that way, and I actually accepted that as a belief of who I was. I didn't question that, and that made it even harder. What made it even more than that was the fact that I tried so hard. I really tried so hard to fit in. I tried so hard to do the things that people wanted me to do, and my family including. And my efforts were never good enough. I was always left with the impression that no matter what I do, it's just not going to work. And so that left me not only frustrated, that left me doubting myself and mad, and just feeling like I don't belong anywhere. Then when we came here to the United States and I was 17, I learned English on my own and decided to go to school. I graduated with a degree in accounting, and I worked so hard for the things that I had. And some part of me subconsciously still would not let me continue to pursue my dreams and go as far as I know I supposed to be going. So I had a good job. I had friends, I had a very good house, I had a car, and all these things still subconsciously somewhere inside of me, my mind, I believe that either I was not good enough or those things are not going to last because of who I was in the past. And so that subconscious belief about myself I was sabotaging myself, not knowing that the lack of confidence kept me from procrastinating. And yes, confidence is very tightly, it's tied to confidence in a big way. Also, it prevented me from taking steps for massive actions. And I was not living the life that I was meant to be living. And I was not able to create the life that I was supposed to have for myself. But maybe you're in a similar situation. Maybe you take actions, but then you find yourself falling back to where you started. Or maybe you're just afraid to take actions and you don't understand even why you're afraid to take actions. So there's patterns in confidence, even though I have helped so many people with this. I have helped so many people, and I'm super excited to be here. And that's why I'm doing this. But also I want to tell you that confidence looks different for everybody. Some people might be confident in public speaking, but they're not confident in their relationship. Or maybe some people are confident in their job, but they don't have any confidence in the way they look. I mean, it could be different for everybody, for each of us. And we all need an individual plan and kind of like a bulletproof for success, which if anyone is interested, I can definitely help with that. But there are principles that apply to confidence, and that anybody can apply those principles and actually see tremendous change and success. So what is confidence then? What comes to mind when you guys think about confidence? And you can put it down in the chat. For a lot of us, confidence is a feeling, or is something people that are born with, or is a personality trait, or is even self-esteem. And yes, confidence is tied to self-esteem, but the good news is that confidence is none of those. It is none of those. And so I will tell you why. Confidence is not, you know what, let's go to the slides because I have, okay, so here we are. We're going to talk about the first one. Confidence is not a feeling. Why is confidence not a feeling? Because there are so many people that we know of, very successful people who have exactly the same feelings as we do. Everybody's scared sometimes. Everybody's nervous. Everybody feels like maybe they don't know what they're doing, especially the first time we start doing things. I mean, that's how it is, right? So they go ahead and do it anyway. So this is not a reason not to do something, and confidence is not tied to a feeling. Also, confidence is not a personality trait. So you can be confident that you're good at something, but you also can be confident that you are not good at something. And in this case, confidence is not a good thing. Actually, this type of confidence is called, this type of confidence magnifies what we tell ourselves, or is known as self-validation. So also not a belief in your abilities, or self-esteem, because self-esteem is really just self-judgment. I mean, if you think about this, feeling good about ourselves, or the need to feel good about ourselves, prevents us from growth. And if we seek that feeling all the time, I mean, that's just not going to happen. That's not life. We cannot feel good all the time. And nothing's wrong with feeling bad sometimes or feeling anxious sometimes. It's okay. So If your confidence is improved with success and diminished by failure, this is self-esteem, and self-esteem is not what we're looking for right now. For example, a self-esteem is vulnerable. For example, if I put my self-esteem in the way I look, well, as I grow older, then my self-esteem will plummet. So this is not really confidence. So our self-esteem should be built around our ability to learn and be resourceful, because this is something that we really can control. This is something that depends on us. And so if confidence is none of those things, then what is confidence? The good news and the best news, and I wish I knew this when I was growing up, even when I was going to college, is confidence is a skill. Yes, confidence can be developed, could be strengthened. And like I said earlier, self-esteem is part of confidence, but confidence is something that anybody at any age can develop. And it grows with practice. And this is so, so amazing. I was super excited about this. Confidence is willingness to try and act even when you feel uncertain, even when you're not sure what the outcome is. So if you look at the diagram on the very bottom, it says, how do we do this? How does confidence work? So you try something, and then notice on the bottom, I didn't put fail. I said succeed or learn, because I don't believe that we fail. We can't fail, and especially when we try. So we either succeed or we learn new skills. And so when we learn something, we build those new skills and we use those skills. We apply that to different areas in our life. And so from that builds competency, and competency builds confidence or helps confidence. So how does that work? You identify area in your life that you want to grow confidence and you will develop confidence. Let's just say this is public speaking, right? Now you have a goal. Okay, so you have a goal and you have to have action steps to take with that goal. So either way, any kind of steps and any kind of action you take, you either succeed or you learn something. You grow, you learn what you apply what you've learned, and your abilities and your skills continue to build, because you know that no matter what happens, you are gonna try, and then you're gonna come up with a solution that maybe you didn't want or you didn't think you wanted, but that's still a learning process, and that's so, so, so important, and that's why I'm super, super, super excited about this. So what is in the core of confidence? We talked about the areas that you want to build confidence in. It could be anything, really, goals and actions. So we take those steps and then you build true confidence in the process, because you try and you keep on trying. And so the core of confidence is the growth mindset. And you guys probably have heard this, and if you haven't, I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So the growth mindset, the opposite will be the fixed mindset, right? So developing confidence, like I said, is taking action and going for things and trying different things. And you also, you have to, in order to do this, you have to believe that you have control over your life. And so the fixed mindset, on the other hand, says that you have no control over your life, and there is nothing you can do about your circumstances. So, but why do some people actually take action and some people don't take actions? Everybody's afraid, everybody's scared, especially when we start something new. But really, what is the difference? How do you develop that belief in yourself to continue or take actions? So there's two fundamental psychological concepts here. It's called external locus of control, or the other one is the internal locus of control. And so the external, like I said, is you believe that you have no control over what's happening in your life. On the other hand, the internal one is you believe that you have control over your life, even when something happens, when something is outside of your control. And guess what? It's going to happen. There are situations in life all the time we have a lot of the times in the situations, we don't have control over circumstance. We cannot control what's going to happen, but we have the power over the outcome. We have that power on how we're going to react and what we're going to do. So the question is really, how do you develop that internal locus of control, and how are you, or how do you feel empowered about your life? And so this is where the second principle come into play. It's called bias towards action. So if you believe that your life is outside of your control, what kind of action are you going to take? Probably none. Or if you do take action, it's not going to be really a big action, because you don't believe you change things. We all have situations in our life. We all have things that have happened in our life that we were not certain, we don't even want to act, and we don't even know where to start. But the key to this is start small. For example, I'm also a personal trainer. There's people, and I do nutrition, and when people come to me and they have this huge goal, in 3 weeks, in 4 weeks, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to lose 15 pounds, I want to lose whatever number it is, always want to cut everything out, and they just have those huge, massive changes that they want to do and steps that they want to take. And guess what? It's not always the best thing. Actually, I tell my clients all the time, don't start with something huge. Take small steps. If you eat 5 pizzas every day, start with 4.5. Just don't cut completely the thing. Have just tiny bit less of it. You cannot, this is not a realistic goal to not have anything at all. And also the things that you enjoy. So start small. Nothing is wrong with starting small. Actually, this is those small steps lead to huge actions. And so you start seeing changes, and then you get more confident, and then you keep on acting. And those, like I said, those little small steps, they build into huge, massive actions. And then you start believing in yourself more, and then you are empowered and start taking actually bigger steps. You start taking bigger actions. So before this even, there is one more principle that is very important to understand. Actually, I think it's the most important. And that is the mindset. This is our mindset and how we look at our life. So again, it is so exciting. It is so cool to know that anyone can learn that growth mindset. And so basically, in a nutshell, this says that your basic qualities as intelligent, talent, anything could be cultivated through effort. So when I came here, and when I was 17 and I came here, I didn't speak English at all. I decided that I'm going to go to college, and I did. And it was probably, and still is, one of the hardest times of my life. I didn't have anybody who helped me learn. I didn't have friends. I left every single person that I know, everybody besides my immediate family, back in Bulgaria. Even my sister was not here for the first few years, and it was very hard. I went to school and I decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I did. I graduated with a degree in accounting, and then I got a job, and it was a pretty good job. I was very excited, but I had people telling me that I was very lucky. I have to go back to my country because I'm stealing people's jobs and it's not fair. And, not a lot of people are that lucky, or not many people. And I thought about it, and I thought, okay, well, I worked so hard for that thing. How is that? What does that have to do with luck? It was me who put all the work in it. So now I know better. And now I know that this is actually the growth mindset. So intelligence, basic qualities, anything could be cultivated through effort. And so that, knowing this now and thinking back, I know it was not my luck. I know I worked super hard for this. Also, the fixed mindset says that some people actually are more naturally talented than other people, which I don't. Maybe that's true. Okay, yes, that is true. But also I know that those people who continue to work and cultivate those gifts and talents that especially that they want, actually end up being a lot better in life. So, I mean, just think about this. In schools, we get grades, right? How do we determine who is more intelligent than another person? This is the IQ tests, right? And I just, in our culture, especially, the Western world, I just don't believe that this is true measurement for how intelligent we are and what our talents and gifts are. Some people learn different than other people. I, for example, cannot sit for 6, 7, 8 hours unless this is something super interesting to me, and just sit and listen. And that's where my ADD, that's my superpower. But when I was growing up and in school, all these different subjects, I was not very interested. So I had such a hard time paying attention, but I'm good with hands-on learning. And so everybody learns in a different way. So I don't really think that a grade can tell you how you really do in life. So, you know, those are the natural talents, right? Or sometimes people with the fixed mindset, if something is hard for them, they just don't want to continue to try. They say, well, this is not supposed to be that hard. And I don't have to really try that hard. So, but when we have that growth mindset, when we put effort into things, then having to work hard or something that we really, really like. It doesn't mean that we don't have natural talents. It means that we just have to get better and we have to get uncomfortable. We have to actually like being uncomfortable. And so when we have the growth mindset, we don't have to prove ourselves. We don't have to think about what other people say of us. We are on a never-ending quest for learn, growth, and improvement. Then challenges become opportunities, and then failure also becomes a learning process, which is really, really, really important. Especially now in our culture, I feel like people like to put a lot of labels. Oh, you have ADD, oh, you have OCD, oh, you have all these things, oh, depression, and good. Okay, there is nothing wrong with those feelings. Everybody feels like this sometimes. And so I spent so many years trying to feel good and go away from feeling depressed sometimes, feeling angry sometimes, and all my energy and all my strength will go to that. Well, guess what? It's okay. We actually can use those for a fuel instead of to continue to run away from them, because it takes so much effort. And also, the more we run from them, the more we actually think about them. So really, I believe that we should use those, and those should be a fuel for us to grow and develop the growth mindset, right? Also, how do we develop that then? Did you know that the brain is like a muscle? Seriously, you can develop connections and strengthen those wires by repeating behavior, action, emotion over and over and over again. So it is scientifically proven that when you repeat a behavior or an action or emotion over and over again, then you strengthen those pathways. You actually can create new ones. And so it becomes easier to do something. Remember when you were learning how to drive a car, right? It was not easy in the beginning. I don't know anybody who just had a car and just said, you know what, I know how to drive. I'm perfectly fine. I don't have to keep on practicing. It's scary sometimes. Well, most of the time it's scary. It's overwhelming. You have to pay attention to so many things, but guess what? The more you practice, actually, the better you become, right? So it's the same with any skill or any emotion or any habit. So just as we create good habits, we also can create negative habits. So whatever we repeat over and over and over again, then actually that changes our brain. So the great news is that the brain can change in any age. And so intelligence can be grown, capabilities can be improved, and that is something so exciting. That is something so good. You don't have to be stuck where you are, or maybe you think, oh, you know what, I'm too old for this. I'm not gonna do this. I can't do this. I don't want to work out. I read about a lady who was actually the oldest certified personal trainer in China, I believe. she is 85, 95, right? She started when she was 68. She just decided she needed to lose some pounds, and then she decided that she wanted to be a personal trainer. Guess what? It doesn't really matter. She did it. And because she had that growth mindset, and yes, it takes practice. Yes, it takes dedication. I know, but it's so worth it. And so confidence can be improved with practice. We can change the brain. Like I said, we can change our intelligence, our capabilities. All of this can be learned with practice. And so the way to do this, the first step is starts with awareness. And awareness, I mean the way we speak to ourselves. How many times have you or you know somebody that we tell ourselves, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, it's not my fault. Or, it shouldn't be that hard. Or I tried everything. I love this one because so many times I have told myself, I've tried everything. Okay, and then I go back, and if I write down on a piece of paper how many things I've tried, it's not even a page. And so it's big, huge letters, and then it's not even a page. So I'm thinking, okay, is that everything? No, but my mind was telling me that's everything. Obviously, it wasn't everything. So those beliefs, they actually hold us back. But we can interrupt that pattern. We can interrupt that pattern of thinking and becoming aware of it. And so it takes time again, and you have to keep on going back, and you have to keep on practicing and give yourself grace, because we all fall short. Some days maybe you have to do it 50, 60, 100 times a day. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how many times you have to do it a day. You are starting, and that's what's important. And you're going to continue to do it because you can develop that. And so also just be aware of, this is not who you are, right? This is about perspective as well. It's not who you are. You have a name, but you're not your name. You have situations in your life, and everybody has those situations where we're not proud of some of the things we did, or maybe we said something, or we immediately thought, why did I say this? I mean, that was so stupid, or why did I do this? But it's okay, because this is not who we are. Just because we did something, it doesn't mean that we are that something. So perspective is very, very important. Again, it goes back to how you respond, view, and react to a situation. So a lot of the times we have triggers, and it's a good thing to be aware of those triggers. It's something like this. So think about that. What situations actually trigger you? Is it when you're learning something? Is it when you have been criticized? Is it when you want to make a change? What's your first reaction? We all have a place that we actually live in the subconscious mind. And after 35 years old, it's proven that after 35 years, we actually 95%, we operate from that subconscious mind. So we don't even think about it. It's pretty much just going and reliving the same day, maybe thinking about the same thoughts. But we can interrupt that, and we can always start to change, which is amazing, because then there's no limit to what you can do. There's no limit, and there's no limit to your power and your brain as well. So become aware of your reactions. When you feel threatened or criticized, what is the first thing that you tell yourself? Like I said, you can actually write it down. You can think about it, write it down. Also, let's see, how about this? There was one time that I really applied for a job, and it was the perfect job for me. And I think I only applied for one of them, for one job, because it was so good. And I was 100% sure that I would get it. It was everything that I wanted. I was the perfect candidate for the job. And so I was super excited. I applied for the job, and then only to find out 2 weeks later that I was not selected. And so what was my first reaction? My first reaction is to be beating myself up. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, maybe I did something wrong. Oh, what was I thinking? And I'll never get that job. Or maybe there's people who actually start blaming the company, or they don't even know how good I was, or whatever the reaction is. But, you have to be aware, and you have to be honest with yourself, because that's the way to actually change it. And so if you blame yourself, That's not a good thing. It doesn't help you with anything. If you don't think you're smart enough or good enough, that also doesn't help you. But maybe there's a different approach to this. How about this? Instead of just me thinking that I'm not good enough, that there is nothing I can do wrong, right? Or thinking, what was I thinking? And I'll never get the job, or maybe not smart enough. How about this? Maybe I can think, okay, here is an action plan of what I can do. Maybe I was not prepared enough. Maybe I just applied for one job and I shouldn't have. Maybe I think I tried everything, but actually didn't. Maybe I need to improve my speaking skills. I don't know, just list of things. Go back and think. What could have done? What is something that I could have done differently? Or what is it that I can learn from this experience? Maybe you didn't get this job, and maybe that was not even the best job for me. Maybe there was something else out there waiting for me, but I didn't want to even see it. And so that's where the third actually step is, and is the most important step, because it's the action. Is if you don't take action, you can write things down, you can have the goals, but if you don't take actions, nothing will ever change. And it's very important when you decide to actually take an action to set realistic actions and realistic expectations. Just thinking about going back to the fitness, and my nutrition clients. If you have this huge and unrealistic goal, are you going to stick to it? Maybe you can stick to it. Maybe you can stick to it for about what? Let's say a week, 2, 3, 4. But then it gets so hard that you just, at some point, you think, well, you know what? I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it. This is not worth it. And so taking the action is very, very important, and breaking it down into steps that you actually can manage and celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself for taking those small actions that lead to big action. Also, it's a good idea to think about what meaning do we give to the words that we use. So failure, for example, a lot of people think that failure is associated with who they are. They see failure as such a bad thing because they see themselves as a failure, or a person who fails at, a lot of things. And that is not true. What if you replace failure with learn? So what if you reframe the situation and say, okay, well, I still have a lot to learn. Or what if you say, that was not failure. That was actually an opportunity to continue to grow. It's an area, that whatever area that you want to go back to the time that I wanted this job, but it didn't happen, maybe there is an area to grow for growth for me. What did I want to do? What can I do differently? And so instead of saying I'm not good enough, we can say I'm not good enough yet. This actually gives your brain and your mind the command that you are going to look for ways to improve and to learn, because your subconscious mind, is always listening. What you tell yourself and you repeat to yourself, actually, you start believing. So I'm not good enough, you can replace with everyone starts somewhere, because it is true. There's a saying, every master was once a disaster. And I love it, because we all start from somewhere and we all learn. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't is those people who succeed are willing to continue to grow, and some people just stop because they don't believe they can do it. And that's why the growth mindset is so important, which is also tied to confidence. And is the core of confidence. It's not my fault. We can change to, if I don't accept the part that is my responsibilities, I give away the power that I have. And I don't want to give away my power, right? Nobody wants to give. If I'm not in charge and somebody else is in charge of me, and then I don't want to do that. And so next time you're catching yourself saying something like this, I'm not good enough, or, I'm never going to be able to learn this, just shift your perspective, shift your perspective. And it's so good when you start to think about this, and when you start taking actually those little steps to change. And so when you set up your goal and you want to follow through and you make your plan, like I said, you have to make it make it easy to have fun and to feel good. Because a lot of the times we make it easy to be so hard on ourselves and beat ourselves up and make it so hard to have fun. So another very, very important thing, part of the action, is visualize. And so visualization helps us achieve not only lasting change, but it does help us to shift our mind. I don't know if you guys have heard this. I was reading about it a few days ago. A recent study that was published on basketball players. And what I found very, very interesting was that there was two groups of basketball players, and that study was done for 12, research was done for 12 weeks. So one group of participants, they played basketball every day. The other group actually did not. The other group actually, what they did was they visualized being on the court, feeling the way they would feel when they shoot and when they win. And guess who did better after the 12 weeks? It was those people who did not play, but visualized. And that blows my mind. It gives me so much hope and such excitement to know that this is so good. This is so powerful. Our brain is amazing. We can use this. We can use this. You know what? Write it down somewhere, repeat it. But visualization without attaching emotions to it is just not going to really do anything. If you just say there and tell yourself, I want to lose weight, or I lost weight, or, I'm amazing, amazing. Okay, well, you just continue to repeat something and your brain is not even registering. How about this? I'm amazing. I got this. I'm amazing. And I will do anything that comes. I will do anything that I have to do in order to stay with my goal. Just shift your perspective. Be excited about it. Put an emotion. How would you feel when you actually achieve your goal? How would it feel? What would you do differently? How would you look? Where would you go? All those things, you just continue to visualize and do this for at least 21 days. You can write it down, just write your goals, and that makes such a big change. So those are the few steps that you actually can take now to change your mindset, to grow more confidence. And I promise you that you will see tremendous results. When I didn't speak English, when I was in college and I had to do presentations, I was so scared. I thought that I would never talk in front of people again. I was being asked all the time, what did you say? I don't understand you. Can you please repeat? Well, I couldn't repeat. And towards the end, I was so scared. I just wanted to run away, and I never wanted to go back to that school because I was so unconfident and I didn't even know how to conquer that. So if I can come here and learn the language and be able to change so many people's lives and be able to do that, anybody can do it. It really starts with taking small steps. Change the way you talk to yourself and visualize. And there is one bonus that I also want to share with you guys, because I think that it's very important, especially now in such a time as this, when there is so much uncertainty around us, or that we have done a behavior for so long. So how do we break the behavior that prevents us from developing confidence in our abilities and change our lives? Any confidence in our ability in any area of life, it doesn't really matter. So if you look at the diagram here, I have belief, action, and result. And our beliefs affect how much action we take. So think about this. Everybody has unlimited potential, and I totally believe this, and this is where we're starting. And also, every single one of us has a place that they live, meaning you believe something about yourself, and doesn't matter what people tell you, you're gonna be there, you live there. And so you believe that about yourself. It could be subconsciously, most of the time it is, or somebody said something to you, or it's just parents, it doesn't matter, society, it's right there, and you just don't believe you can do more. And so if you don't believe in yourself, what kind of actions are you gonna take? Probably lousy actions, right? Because you don't believe you can succeed. Well, what happens when you take lousy actions? You get lousy results. And then what do you tell yourself? See, I knew it. I knew this was not going to work. Of course, it's not going to work. But how do you change this? So how do you go from not believing in yourself to having this unshakable confidence? So think about a time in your life, and I'm pretty sure that everybody has this time, at least once for sure. So go back to that time when you felt so certain about something that nothing could have stopped you. And if there was no way, you are going to make the way. And if there was no how, you're going to find the how. That's how determined you were. Think about that time. What kind of results did you get? Amazing results. So if you can go back to that state and believe, knowing that you have unlimited potential, you're going to take huge actions. Those actions are going to produce huge results. And then you will say to yourself, see, I knew it. I knew it. It did work. Those results feed your belief again. And once you gain a momentum, you continue to go. I don't care if it's your goal is to lose 30 pounds or 20 or just, lose anything, any pounds, which we have to have specific goals in order to achieve them. But even 5 minutes of walking, even just getting up and moving, that's going to get you closer. Just don't stop, continue to go. And so how do you make yourself feel this way? If you just tried something and you failed so many times and you know that it's just not working for you, starts with visualizing. You go back to visualizing how you would feel, visualizing what would it be like when you accomplish this goal. See yourself doing the goal. If you want to run a marathon, just see yourself running that marathon. See yourself, you see yourself just being number one. Look at people around you and they're cheering you on and they're so excited for you. And then you are already done and it was super hard, but then you celebrate yourself and every step of the way, and you celebrate yourself and you're just like, yes, I did this. I got this. What else can I conquer? So you start visualizing and attach emotion to that visualization. You can just repeat it over and over and over, 30, 40 minutes. I don't know. Go for a walk. It doesn't really matter. And then continue to tell yourself how amazing and how good. Just see it in your mind. See it in your mind. And then you will start taking actions. And this is just something that is so amazing. That's why I'm just super passionate about this, because it's such an amazing tool. Our brain is so amazing. It's time to use it for good. It's time to show up for ourselves and actually see how unlimited we are. And in the process, you figure out who you really are and what you're made of and what you really like. So visualize that. It's just so amazing. And that's how you get confidence. So I want to thank you so much for being here with me. I will send you the recording. Also, this is the first one of 5 or 6 webinars that I have serious on confidence. The next one will be confidence in public speaking. It's going to be about 40-45 minutes again. Also, if you remember in the beginning, I said confidence can look different for every single person. So if there is area in your life that you struggle with, and if you need any help, I'm here to help you. And I have a special offer that is only for the next few people who sign in. I'm giving out free sessions. It's actually, yes, it's 3 free sessions. And all this package that is priced is going to be actually, it's reduced to the price of 1. And it's super amazing, because I'm not going to keep this deal for a long time. I think I'm just going to keep it for a few days and see what's going to happen. But the reason why I'm doing this and I'm giving this is because I'm so passionate, because I want everybody to succeed. I start with the belief that, and I know this, every single one of us has this drive, has those goals, have those dreams, and they scare us a lot of the times, but they're there for a reason. And you are the one who can do this for yourself, and you are the one who can make them happen. I can help, and I'm super excited and super passionate about this, like I said. So this is an amazing offer. I've never done anything like this, but the more people I talk to, the more people I see that struggle with confidence, and especially understanding what confidence really is. And it's amazing. I just want to help people. That's why I'm doing this. I really appreciate you guys taking your time. I'm going to send the recording. You have my email. I'm on Facebook. You have my messenger. I hope that we stay connected, guys. We have to stay connected, and please sign up for the next one and take use that special offer. Take that special offer and do something for yourself. Show up for yourself, because you deserve this. And it's time to create the life that you guys are made for. Let me know if you have any comments, if you want to share something in the chat. If you have any questions, I can answer those questions. Let me know if you actually do. It's really cool to be able to help people and see lives changed. especially me from being in a place where I didn't speak any English and I couldn't do anything and I didn't believe in myself to be where I am. That's why I'm so passionate about this. And if there's no questions, thank you so much for participating and I'll see you guys later. Bye.